wanna make love to you right.
What's up? It's Nick Gallo, the guy you know. I'm here with the talented Lloyd. So, Dylan, what's up? How's it going?
How you doing, man? Good to see you again. Really
Good,
is.
good.
Thanks, man, for doing this. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. How you been?
Good. I just want to know, I know you've been in and out of Chicago, back to LA. So how's it feel to be home, just for, a couple months to get, working on the EP and,
It's been amazing, man. I draw so much inspiration from home. And, working with, Lupe's producer, Soundtrack, he just makes it even better, man. He's just an amazing person and an amazing talent. And, yeah, man, it just feels really good to be doing some of my best work at home. So I like that a lot.
Okay. Cool. And then I know you released your video for I Wish a couple months ago. So how was the process? Like, was there a certain thing you wanted to convey in the video? Or was it just kind of, an idea you both came up with, you and the director?
Yeah, basically, the idea, me and the director, we're thinking about it a lot. And the song's basically about a long-distance relationship. Mm-hmm. So I wanted the direction to be sort of, so close but yet so far away. Yeah. So she's there but she's not. I'm there but I'm not. And it worked really well, man. It was a beautiful day in Chicago that we filmed it out here. And the last major video I did was for my song We Are the Same, and that was in LA. Yeah. So it was a completely different backdrop. We have mountains and stuff, and obviously there's no mountains out here. So we had to work with good old Chicago traffic, and but it's so diverse out here, so it's really good.
So also, I know a lot of artists are doing visual albums. Do you ever think about that, doing a whole album, maybe 10 tracks, all with a music video to accompany it? Do you ever want to do that or thought about it?
That sounds actually a great idea. Actually, I was thinking about doing a couple more videos for my current EP, mm-hmm. one by one. But since they're EPs, they're only 4 to 5 to 6 songs, or whatever, a piece. They're one major video for the best song on the EP would probably suffice. But dude, that's a great idea, man. I wouldn't be against doing that actually. So I might.
Yeah, it's working for a lot of people. So
yeah, for sure. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you basically? I know you songwrite. I know you perform. What do you prefer? Do you rather be chilling, just songwriting in your home, or do you like performing more? What do you prefer, or both?
God, it's such a hard question to answer. Because songwriting is so important. You have to sort of everything starts from that. Yeah. So I'd have to say, man, I love performing songwriting. Have to be songwriting, because it's that's where everything sort of begins. Yeah. You are okay with the risk of having to bring this song you've written out to public and people either hating it or loving it. But at that moment when you're writing it, you're not caring about that really. You're just caring about putting out the emotion as raw as it possibly can be. And usually 9 times out of 10, the fans will, reciprocate that with their own love. So, yeah, man, songwriting is a powerful thing, especially when you're alone in your own space doing it. So, I feel, songwriting is my favorite. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then I know you're working on your EP, your new EP. What could we expect from it? Is it going to be ballads? Is it going to be up-tempo, combination of both? All song written by you? Will it be other songwriters with you? Or just, written by them? So.
Yeah, basically just me and Soundtrack writing the songs. I'm trying to, really, really invoke and push this new genre that him and I have invented called cool pop. So, the EP is called King of Cool Pop, and we're trying to really continue to drive home this subgenre of pop. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a mix of everything, ballad, more up-tempo stuff, but basically it's going to sound nostalgic, but with contemporized hip-hop breaks, so just something more, contemporary.
Yeah, that was my next question. I was going to ask you about the subgenre cool pop. How did that come about? How did you and him, how did you think about that?
Wow, man, we were, it's weird, man, because we were in studio, we were making these records. Specifically, we made the record I Wish. Mm-hmm. And I remember finishing the record with him, and we're just having a conversation and listening back to everything we did, specifically for the One by One EP. And we were just like, man, there's something like, it's obviously pop, but there's something about it that is just in a complete realm of its own sonically, and not just sonically, but songwriting wise. You know, we're taking elements from the 70s, 80s, and 90s pop writing styles and putting them to hip hop breaks. Now, you know, we're not reinventing the wheel, but you know, it's different in the fact that the melodies are 70s, 80s, and 90s in pop nature, and you're putting them to the hip hop breaks, and like, you know, I sort of have to say this, like, you know, me being half black and white, it sort of gives me that cultural artistic advantage to go in and out of both and meld both rock and pop white music from 70s, 80s, and 90s and put them with black music of now and, you know, hip hop of now, and, you know, just put a bunch of different culturally, you know, cultural stuff together. And so we're listening to this stuff, and he's like, yeah, man, like, it's pop, but it's so cool. I was like, yeah, it is cool. You know what track I think, you know, it's cool pop. And that's how we just came up with it together. And then we just kept following the format of 80s, 90s, 70s pop songwriting styles with the hip hop breaks of now. And everybody is, thank God, you know, it's a blessing. Everybody so far has been absolutely loving it and respecting it. So from fans to colleagues to people in the music industry, everyone alike, top to bottom. So yeah, man.
And then who's your dream collaboration? Like either for songwriting or just maybe a song they wrote for you and you sing it, or vice versa. Who's someone that you're like, at the end of my career, I need to have, you know, a song or something with this artist?
Yeah, man. Oh, brother, like, that question is the hardest for me to answer because he's already dead, Michael Jackson. Like, there's nobody I would have ever wanted to collaborate more with. You know, I have colleagues that have worked with him, and they've told me great stories about him, and like, I just sit and listen like I'm in kindergarten listening to my teacher tell a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, the man was amazing. And so what I basically do is my songwriting with him, my co-writes with him or whatever, or when I look at him on YouTube or I listen to his music, like I'm always studying him, you know, all the time. And, you know, the king of cool pop, you know, me creating this genre soundtrack, and you know, it's a show of respect for him, because he is the king of pop. He's the king of music, in my opinion. So the king of cool pop is just a very respectful, you know, dubbing of, you know, what he's already helped to, you know, he helped all of us. You know what I'm saying? Bring pop to the table so we can be able to digest it and experiment with it and do whatever we want with it. And, you know, I thank him for that. And, you know, that's the guy I definitely would want to collaborate with. But
Yeah, you could still sample. I mean,
right.
yeah. So I know you have tons of fans from Twitter to Instagram. I mean, I see, tons of people hitting you up. How do you choose basically your Fan Love Fridays? I know you have every Friday. Who do you choose basically, you know, I know you post on Instagram, a little shout out to them and, you know, their tweets. So how do you go about choosing them, you know?
The Fan Love Fridays, you know, I've always been really personable with my fans. Like, I feel like 90% of artists, whether they're indie or not, like, that I've seen, not, you know, in my opinion, that I have seen, are not, they could be better with their fans as far as personably, you know, internet nowadays, like, you can be so personable with people, you know, and like, there's really no excuse to not really open up to them. You know what I mean? So when I thought of the Fan Love Friday, I was just like, yeah, man, like, it would be really cool if, like, say Michael Jackson, like, did this kind of thing and he shouted out to me on his Instagram. Like, what would be the coolest way to connect with people who are supporting you and who would dream about ever meeting you? So, you know, everyone's on their phones and stuff. Everyone's on the internet and everything. So, like, this is the best thing I could do. You know, I can't come to your house, you know, and say hi to you, but I could sure Instagram you or Twitter you and say, you know, what's up? This is your day today. And yeah, I sort of pick the fans just by, like, randomly, you know, just like, oh, I'll pick her or him today. And and yeah, that's how I basically do it.
Okay. So what's something on your bucket list that you just, doesn't have to be music related. Just something that you're like, I got to do this. Something that you want to do. It could be something crazy. It could be something, you know, pretty simple that you just want to face your fear. What's something on your bucket list you want to do before, you know, you're gone?
That's an awesome question too, man. God, man. Ever since I was little, I've always wanted to win a Grammy. That's the one. So however I do it, whether it's me as the artist, me as the producer, me as the writer, whatever capacity that I get the Grammy, I'll be thankful to God for that, because that's what I want, is a Grammy. Or even being nominated. Yeah. Nominated, get the Grammy, whatever. You know, that's what I want most out of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my final question: where does Dylan Lloyd see himself in 5 years from now?
With a Grammy. I hope. I see myself 5 years from now inspiring even more people than I am now. Mm-hmm. That's what I constantly want to do, is inspire, you know, my generation, you know, and younger generations, people coming up, people older too. You know, the thing about being in the music industry is that the more successes you have, the more you can feel your head getting bigger, and the trick is to squash it. Yeah. And always continue to be humble. Find things that make you humble. Find things to be appreciative about, to be grateful about, and you know, don't make it like you're better than anyone, because you're not. You know, these people, the fans, they're the ones that are bringing you to the forefront. It's not yourself. You know, you have the talent, you have the music, you're the one singing and all. God gave you all this, but you know, it's up to you to then, once you put the music out there, you know, how are you conducting yourself to people? Are you respecting them? Are you saying thank you to them for them listening to you, them supporting you, them telling their friends about you? You know, like you have to always show grace and love and generosity and be genuine with people. So that's where I see myself 5 years from now, is pushing the line, pushing the envelope of art and artists, and how they are personable with their fans, how they respect their fans, and just inspiring artists who want to be in the music industry. What's the best way to invoke generosity and love through your music and not be conceited, be humble. A lot of artists don't understand and don't care about that. Once they get to a point, they lose that. That's my number one thing, Nick, is always being a good person to the people who helped me here. So.
And then where could everyone find you on social media wise? You know, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. What's your?
They can find me on Twitter at Dylan Lloyd 1, the number 1. Same thing on Instagram, Dylan Lloyd, the number 1. Dylan Lloyd 1, not the number 1. But yeah. Okay. SoundCloud /Dylan Lloyd, Reverb Nation /Dylan Lloyd. You can Google me. Just put in my name. Google. You'll find a bunch of stuff of me there. YouTube. I'm everywhere, man. I can't hide under a rock if I try. So you just put in my name. You'll find me, and yeah, I'll say hi to you back if you find me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's Nick Gallo, the guy you know. Again, Dylan Lloyd. Thank you so much.
What's up to you, man? Thank
yes,
you so much.
And much success. I know it's coming. Even more is coming. Yeah. We're out.